Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Marnie Blunt. Brain injury affects millions of people around the world, and living with a brain injury is a hard thing for the survivors and their families. But one organization in northern BC is helping people understand and cope with brain injuries, making it easier for both the survivors and their loved ones. Today, Evelyn Willison is going about her day as normal, though her normal looks a lot different than others. 30 years ago, she had a drastic life change that she still deals with to this day.
I was in a motor vehicle accident in 1986, was in the University of Edmonton Hospital, was in a coma for 6 days, semi-coma for 6 days, and I was blind when I came out of my coma.
Willison says the injury affected her not just physically, but emotionally as well. After the accident, she found herself struggling with depression.
I always felt like people pointed at me and laughed at me, which of course they weren't. It was just the way my brain injury affected me. Your self-worth, you lose lots of that, and you're very depressed at times. I find myself getting tearful. People don't understand me.
The Dawson Creek resident says she struggled with going through doctors and finding people who she felt understood her, which is something she has found with the Northern Brain Injury Association in Dawson Creek. The organization offers support and workshops for brain injury survivors, as well as their friends, family, and employers.
So that's talking with a survivor or their family and discussing what some of the effects of the injury are. How it's impacting their life. Some of it's validating and normalizing their experience, because often survivors don't quite understand what's going on. They don't understand why they can't do the things that they once did, why things don't make sense.
The association offers support for people who have brain injuries from traumatic injuries, strokes, poisoning, or drug and alcohol use. Meadows says it's important to let people understand their injury and learn how to cope.
So as they learn more about what's happening inside their brain, some of the internalizing of their experience, where they'll do something and then they'll feel bad about what they do, and that makes their brain operate worse. As they start to understand, they start to practice often like more forgiveness and understanding. And that's a part of recovery, is accepting what's happened and figuring out how to move on from there.
The Northern Brain Injury Association's Dawson Creek office is hosting its grand opening on May 5th. Willison says she hopes sharing her story will inspire others to come out and get the support she has. She wants to let people know they aren't alone and that there is help.
It's good for people to know that there are survivors out there that can help. There are groups out there that are there to support each and every one of us.
Marnie Blunt, CJDC-TV News, Dawson Creek.